Metro Weather Watch, evening update for the Evansville metro area and surrounding tri-state communities, with meteorologist Nathan Kitchens.
Good evening, everyone. This update is brought to you by Vinnie's Auto Detail. They have been serving the tri-state for over 17 years with high-quality window tinting and auto detailing, all at reasonable prices. Visit them in Evansville at 950 North Congress and give Donnie a call at 812-471-4900. Looking at our weather headlines, pretty quiet weather here for most of the week. Likely noticing those windy conditions out there tonight. South wind pumping in some warmer temperatures. So this means temperatures, we're going to stay above freezing tonight, and Tuesday will be a mild day with highs near 50. And then we'll start to introduce colder temperatures back to the area later this week. Wednesday still won't be too shabby, but then by the time I get to Thursday, quite a bit colder. The temperatures back to the 30s for highs Thursday and then through the weekend. And there's a system we're watching closely for the weekend. That's kind of the main thing we're watching here in this forecast is how this weekend's going to play out. We'll just kind of show you what the model data is showing right now. Let's go to the GFS model here for you. And then going through the week, we're pretty quiet. I just kind of, actually that's the Canadian model. I'll show you that here in a second. Here's the GFS model. I'm just kind of skipping forward here. Again, quiet weather for most of the week. There's really no point in really showing you. There's a couple weak disturbances that might move by to our north. But really what we're watching is this weekend. Going through Saturday, high pressure over us. So it looks like most of Saturday right now would be dry. Cold and dry, plenty of sunshine actually. Increasing clouds by the evening hours. Then we start to get that high pressure to move off to the east. We'll start to get some a southerly flow to come in. It's going to pump in some milder air and more moisture into the area. And you start to see this precipitation break out late Saturday night and early Sunday. Comes in as a wintry mix of snow, maybe some sleet, and then even some plain rain. And then mainly rain here by the time we go through today Sunday off the latest GFS model. In fact, it takes the freezing line all the way to southern Michigan. So it clearly would be just mostly rain here in the GFS, starting as a wintry mix Saturday night and then going over to just rain by the time we get to today on Sunday, perhaps ending as a couple of flakes as it moves out Sunday night. Looking at the Canadian model, going through the time frame here. Again, quiet here Friday and Saturday. And there's that system with precipitation breaking out Saturday evening and Saturday night. You can see it is showing, that's a little bit colder than the GFS. So it is showing a band of actually some snow here along and north of I-64. It's picking up on the idea here that we would get some heavier bands of precipitation that would allow for enough dynamic cooling. So in other words, enough heavy precipitation that we're cooling down the atmospheric column enough to be able to get some snow to come down here late Saturday night and then into early Sunday. And then even the Canadian model does get us warm enough to this would be just rain by the time we go through today on Sunday, moving out by Sunday afternoon. So there's still, still a lot of questions in this forecast. How is it going to play out? We're still 5 days out, so the models can certainly do a lot of shifting and correcting as we go into the next several days. I thought it would be kind of interesting to show you the various ensemble members of the GFS model as we go through this time frame. And this is just kind of an interesting way to break it down and show you the uncertainty that exists in the forecast going through this time frame. You can see the models are still all over the place here on the details here from the exact track of the storm, which will be key, and also how it all shapes up, because there are a few ensemble members that don't really show any precipitation in this time frame, so that's kind of interesting. But in the general consensus, we do have a wave moving through. We do have various solutions here from an all-snow event for the area on this member, and then you've got other members showing mostly rain and some not really showing anything. So there's still a lot of uncertainty here of how this is all going to evolve this weekend. But what we can tell you right now, right now we got models and we have basically climatology. We're looking back. I did look at some analog data, and it was suggesting a similar setup that the more likely area to get wintry weather out of this type of setup would be a little bit north of our area towards I-70. So, based on what I'm seeing in the models right now, and based on climatology, I would lean more towards a rain event for our area, but I absolutely think we could be looking at wintry issues as well, especially Saturday night. As this comes in, we're going to have some pretty cold air coming in initially that is going to have to push out of the area. So I do think there is that chance here for a nice burst of snowfall Saturday night, maybe some mixed precipitation, and then depending on how things evolve, we might just have all rain for much of the rest of the event on Sunday. I thought it'd be interesting to show you the North Atlantic Oscillation. This is also key in the forecast, because if this thing is positive, that means we just don't have blocking taking place up there towards Greenland and that means it's going to be hard for that cold air to remain locked in place and give us a better chance of seeing a wintry event. And the NAO is fairly positive during this time, so that's concerning. If you're a snow lover watching this and you're dying for some snow and wintry weather, this is not a good signal here, because that means it's going to be easier for that cold air to get pushed out of the way and that warm air to kind of win out. We know it does that many times around here, and then we just get rain. And unfortunately, I do think that that's a likelier solution based on what I'm seeing right now. But again, we're just going to have to play this, follow the trends and don't get too caught up in the individual model runs. But of course, we'll keep you updated as we get closer over the next several days. That'll wrap it up for this update. Keep it tuned here to Metro Weather Watch as we keep you updated on the latest here over the next several days for what to expect this weekend. Thanks for watching and have a great night.